Hi, hello, friendos. So, um, it's been a while since I've done one of these, but before I pulled my questions from like actual real people that watched my videos and engaged with my content because I had amassed quite a large following on a fan account, and now I'm not active in that community anymore, so I have to pull my questions from the internet. I already have answered all of these questions on my blog. I also just realized that I haven't even said what these questions are. I'm doing a Q&A. um, but like, I don't know, it's been a really long time since I like had a Q&A like type thing on my channel. And I feel like I've changed a lot since college, so I wanted to do a little up-to-date Q&A, like frequently asked questions. But these questions are kind of fun. I pulled them from the Every Girl. I don't remember like where I got these. I just know that that's where it's from. But I wanted to answer these questions because I want to give you guys an update on like who I am as a person. So the first one is favorite board game. I wrote down on this website that it's categories. That's kind of a lie, but I feel like more people are familiar with categories than they are with my actual real favorite board game, which is called Funglish. And I love this game because I am really good at it and I always win. Which is like kind of a bad reason to be in love with the game. But it's also a really fun game, and like I love English and like almost definitely should have majored in English. So I'm decently good at like describing things, and that's basically how this game works. Like you get a bunch of adjectives and then you get like a noun. You get several nouns on a card and you have to like put out all the adjectives and like people have to try to guess what you're describing. It's really fun and I rock at it. Second question is celebrity crush. Because I'm an obsessive person, my celebrity crushes kind of like follow whatever I'm like currently obsessed with at the moment. When I answered this, I was currently obsessed with BBC's Victoria, so my celebrity crush is Tom Hughes. And I will keep that because he's a beautiful man. I'm pretty sure he's still dating Jenna Coleman from Victoria, which is freaking adorable. So obviously he's taken. I'm also taken, so like it's not gonna work, but he's beautiful. The third question is East or West, and East, obviously. East Coast is the best coast. Everybody knows it. West Coast is crazy. I would never want to move to the West Coast. That's not true. The Pacific Northwest is freaking beautiful, but I would be so far away from my family, and that would make me so sad. 4 is favorite TV show. I have a lot of favorite TV shows. Parks and Rec, all-time fave. That show like instantly gives me serotonin. Like if I'm sad at all, I will put on an episode of Parks and Rec and my serotonin just like shoots through the roof. Also Schitt's Creek is so good. If y'all haven't watched Schitt's Creek yet, it's on Netflix. Do yourself a favor, watch it. Funniest show ever. As for like dramas, I'm a sucker for BBC Sherlock, even though the last season was absolute garbage, and BBC's Victoria, which I previously mentioned when I was talking about Tom Hughes. It's a really underrated period drama, and it's really good. Coffee order, black coffee. Especially if I'm going to a new coffee place, I have to know if they're just like regular drip coffee is good, because there have been coffee shops that have like really awesome lattes, but horrible drip coffee. And if your drip coffee is bad, like who are you kidding? But I love black coffee. It's simple and it's delicious and it's easy. And you never have to like play around with like the amount of like sweetener that you put in it. With lattes are always a risk. Like, is it gonna taste like literal candy? Am I gonna be drinking sugar, or is it gonna taste like coffee and sugar? So I'm classic. Question number 6 is, if you could have a superpower, what superpower would you want? And for me, it's invisibility, because I have anxiety. And I always want to disappear from awkward situations. Like, granted, I feel like if I just spontaneously disappeared, it might cause more of a problem than if I just dealt with the issue, because if someone just vanishes in front of you, you'd be like, what the heck? But I still think it would be very beneficial. Like, if someone's like, you do something embarrassing and then you just kind of dip. You just pop out of existence. Um, um, favorite film, Pride and Prejudice 2005 with Keira Knightley and Matthew McFadyen. So near and dear to my heart. I can probably quote it beginning to end. It makes me so happy. Another thing, like, especially if I'm like in a specifically sad mood and I just want to like feel comforted, I'll watch Pride and Prejudice because it just, oh, it's so cozy and it's just good. It's just a good movie. It makes me so happy. This question number 8 is current song on repeat. And I wrote Out Like a Light by the Honey Sticks, which is a bomb song. And when I answered these originally, I probably was definitely constantly listening to that song. But right now, it's actually Harry Styles' album, Fine Line. Because that album slaps. So it's not a song, it's an album. Anyways. Woman you most admire. Elizabeth Warren. Like, honestly, she is killing it. Like, she is, like, worked her whole life. And I'm so upset that she dropped out of the 2020 race because Queen has my heart. But, like, she was, like, the only candidate that, like, if you asked her a question, she had, like, a literal definitive plan for, like, what she was going to do. And people were just like, nah, fam. But I love her. Queen, thank you for all you do for this country. You're just the best. Also, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she's also, like, she's so young, and, like, to already be killing it as hard as she's killing it in her career, and, like, the amount of stuff that she has to put up with from, like, randos on the internet, like, sliding into her DMs and being like, you're a bad person. Any woman in politics, I admire you so much. You have to put up with so much stuff from straight white men, and I feel for you, and thank you for fighting the good fight. Genuinely. So, question 10 is favorite quote. And if it's not a Bible verse, which my favorite Bible verse is 2 Timothy 1:7, which is, for God has not given us a spirit of fear or timidity, but one of power, love, and self-discipline. That just really helps me when I'm, like, really anxious and, like, afraid. God didn't make me to be afraid. He made me to be strong and love people. If not a Bible verse, it would either be, like, the entirety of the poem Ode by William Arthur O'Shaughnessy, or the quote from Eleanor Roosevelt that a lot of people pick, which is, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. I really love that, especially because, like, a lot of times the world can feel, like, really hopeless and, like, nobody's listening to us. But if we continue to dream about a better world and fight for that, like, the future belongs to us. Also, sorry, I'm a very sappy person. A lot of quotes, like, hit home for me. I've recently gotten super into the musical Hadestown, and there's a part where the main character, Orpheus, he gives a toast, and he says, to the world we dream about and to the one we live in now. And that just, like, ooh, that hits home all the time. So that's also a really good one. So the 11th. The 11th question is your favorite recipe. So I love cooking and I love baking. My, like, go-to recipes for baking are blueberry cobbler and banana muffins. I have a mean recipe for both, and I say I have a mean recipe, and I really mean, like, all of the women that came before me, my mom, my grandparents, like, all of that, like, they have blessed me with mean recipes. So for desserts, those two. For dinner, I make this really good, like, pasta with rosé sauce that I make for, like, basically anytime I'm like, I'm gonna cook for you, I make that. Like, penne and, like, rosé sauce and spinach and chicken, and so good. Also, like, parmesan, like chicken parmesan or eggplant parmesan. I'm pretty good at that. So just pasta. I'm good at pasta. And mac and cheese. Sorry, I went off. I love pasta. I try to eat vegetarian, so I kind of live off, like, cheese and pasta and, like, throwing spinach into, like, cheesy dishes to, like, pretend like it's healthy. Number 12 is morning or night, and ask anyone on this planet. I'm a morning person. I wake up with the sun, and I'm, like, already getting to work and, like, doing stuff by, like, 10 a.m. Right now, it's noon, which is, like, I've had enough time to be awake, but, like, once it hits, like, 2, I will crash so hard. So it's like I have like a sweet spot in between like 7 and like noon where I can just get a lot of work done. If you could live anywhere else, where would it be? I'm gonna expand this to like if you had to move out of the country, and I really, 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 really want to live in France. I don't know how it'll ever happen, but I want to spend like at least a year in France at some point in my life, or like London, like somewhere in like Europe, so that I could get to France easily. Favorite color? This, like any shade of like pale blue, like any shade of blue, really, but like really like pale, like the turquoisey, like a pale turquoise. It's hard to just say it, but blue. Newest hobby, embroidery. I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon a bit with my embroidery, but when I was unemployed, so a whole year ago, well, no, I was just about to be employed this time a year ago, but like from like January to March of 2019, I was very bored, so I wrote an entire Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and I started embroidery, and I love embroidery. It's so distracting, and it's so easy to like focus in on it. Like I like to play podcasts while I embroider like a literal grandmother. But I'm working on right now. I could show you. It's kind of focusing. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's supposed to be like waves. It's not done, so you can't really tell. But yeah, embroidery. A hobby you've given up but miss, ballet. It's like a no-brainer. Like I love ballet so much, and I wouldn't say I've given it up because I took a couple classes, I watched some YouTube videos during quarantine, and I really, really, really want to get back into it. It's just like it's kind of a pricey hobby, like especially if I want to do point, and classes themselves cost money, so it's like a little bit difficult for me to like justify that expense as like a young adult, even though it's great exercise and all that jazz. But it's like I'm kind of like, do I pay for like therapy or do I pay for dance? So yeah, I really, 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 really miss it, and if I watch or like listen to any sort of like ballet, I get so emotional and I miss it so bad. But like I haven't completely given it up. Favorite animal? Top 3. Dolphins, otters, lions. Favorite city? Paris. Also like the Bahamas. There are a lot of cities that make up the Bahamas, but like I grew up going, so like it always is gonna like hold a special place in my heart. Summer or winter? Winter. I grew up in Florida. Summer's not my season. It's hot. I hate shorts. I don't love tank tops. I like sweaters and layers and jackets and scarves and boots. So winter. And then last question, which is favorite item in your home. And you can kind of see it, but right there I have there's a UPS truck parked right outside. Right there I have this little hutch, and it's got like glass windows. And inside I keep all of my like coffee mugs, and I've already run out of room, like if I buy any more, which I will because I love them, but you can see them all and they're cute, and it makes me happy. Every time I like wake up in the morning, I like get a little coffee mug and I pour some coffee, and it's cute and it makes me happy. But yeah, so that was my quick little Q&A. This video is probably gonna be too long and too rambly because I love to talk about myself. That's why I have a YouTube channel to begin with. But I just wanted to give you guys a little update on like who I am and what I like and why I'm here, which I didn't really cover that in the questions. But I really like doing these, and I like this channel, and even if nobody really cares, this was fun and I needed a video for this week. So if you liked it, and if you like the other content here, subscribe. Tap that button down there and give this video a like, so let me know that you liked it. It's always good to hear that. Leave a comment. Tell me about yourself. I love to hear about my viewers and what they like. If you have any of the things that I mentioned in common with me, I would love to know that. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!